Hello guys, Mashiba came back on Scythe video. Hajime Pro Round 1449 came out early today, and I was really contemplating should I even make a video about it because absolutely nothing happens. So what do you mean? In the usual Ippo video, even the build-up hype video, while going to the fight, we get something. We get some type of hint. We get hint or some type of comedy, or we see he's gonna show up and be there. In this case, we have 15 pages of much not even happening. So we'll go over the chapter real quick for you guys can get a sense of what I mean. Okay, first you see a cicada on the wall, and we hear a bunch of chirping outside the Mashiba household. The night before, Mashiba's household was flooded with the calls of encouragements. Now in the morning of the decisive battle, the challenge from Mashiba gears up for war. Hear more chomping. The phone is there. It's made by who? Sonic. It's supposed to be banned Sonic. And Kumi comes in and says to Mashiba, you took the phone off the hook. She put down some tea, I presume. And Kumi's like, are you waiting here for somebody? Mashiba drinks some, put it back down. He's like, not really, I'm going. He tugs on his duffel bag. Kumi looks at him, looks down, and she's like, did you forget anything? Is everything okay? And Mashiba's like, don't worry, I'll become world champion and come right back. Hear more of some chirping of the cicadas. Mashiba's hit with the sun, and he sees him at the bottom of the step on his Ippo with a sign saying certain victory, Rio Mashiba. Mashiba looks at him as he steps down the steps. Mashiba's like, what are you doing here? Ippo yells out, the day of the match is finally here, and I truly believe that you become world champion, Mashiba-san. So I'm gonna chew on you I'm gonna chew you on with everything I've got. And Mashiba's like, so you've been waiting here all morning just to tell me that? As he finally reaches the bottom of the steps, Ippo contemplates what he's just done in his life decisions, and he said, yes! And they're standing eye to eye now. The cicadas are chirping. He's just like, huh? And he turns, he smirks so Ippo can't see it, and he says, die. Ippo's like, die. He's like, that. And then Kumi comes out and says, Mashiba-san, you're already here. Yeah, so you're already here. I'll get ready right now. And Mashiba walks away, and Ippo says, I really was waiting here for you, but also I promised I'd go to the arena. I go to the arena together. I promised Kumi-san that we would go to the arena together too. Oh, so that's why he sees sweating bullets as Mashiba is like walking away. And then Mashiba spits. It says, I still don't accept you. And the cicadas continue to chirp. And Mashiba raises up a fist. Kumi comes down the steps. Well, presumes she grabs some type of bag as he was distracted. And Kumi's like, did something happen? And we just see a freeze frame of the two of them. We hear more chirping. Then we hear the announcer saying the large chirping of the cicada just made the summer heat feel even hotter. Even though there was rain last night, the flames in the arena refused to die down. Tonight, at Yokoyama Arena, there is no doubt we see the hottest night of the year. We see the Mashiba Judgment Day poster. And we hear somebody say, what an awesome tagline. What is that word? Judgment. Whoa. Because everything the champion's been doing is forgivable. He better get a taste of his own medicine after all that. What if we're talking about unforgivable, Mashiba was no angel either. He lost by DQ because of fouls before. I guess nobody knows about the record. I guess there's been no documentary or build. We'll get to that. Well then, I guess we'll just have to see who's the one who received the real judgment. Who would be one who received judgment? Receive a packed arena. Receive Sendo and Miata's like, it's damn, it's packed. Who knew Mashiba was such a popular guy? Judgment hour closing in. Do we continue? That's it. You can argue it's a whole chapter full with nothing. And you can say there's a quick gag. I didn't notice that the first time reading. I was like, I went to the video. I was like, I couldn't help it. I might see like a few pages, see what happens. But that's kind of sharp. So remember when I kept saying that Ippo's no different from Takamura and them? This is another perfect moment of what I mean. That there's a reason why Ippo hangs around Takamura, Aoki, and Kimura, and so on, so Itagaki. Even Itagaki, he went with Takamura and Kimura to the beach to spawn a couple, just getting it down. Now, just so happened had to beat Timoko and Aoki, but he still chose to watch that entire scene, what, like I keep saying, they're not as different as people try to paint them to be. They're not. They might have different morals. This is the perfect case where it's a spectrum. But it's like I said. Well, what do you like about Kumi? What about her chest? What about her what? All right, Makaneuchi. All right then. Well, Ippo's like what 26, 27 now, somewhere around there. And Mashiba was about to tell Ippo thank you until Kumi came out. He's like, I gotta get ready, and he continues to walk away. And Ippo's like, I was really here for you, but I also promised this day for Kumi. And Mashiba said, I still don't accept you. I would have just preferred him to just keep on walking. After the spit thing, just kept on walking. Just look at him with a face of shame, of shame, and just keep walking. He raises up a fist, which I don't know about that, Mishima. Just the betrayal, Makaneuchi, the betrayal. Like you didn't have to lie, you didn't have to attempt to deceive, and everything else is just him talking about it. Which what I'm about to say is, how you notice not once. That's the whole chapter. For those guys who just waiting for that. How you notice that there's never been a pay-per-view commercial in this entire series? You know the old HBO thing, or Showtime, or so-and-so, how they have a pay-per-view building up to the fight. You'd be like an hour before it gives the whole backstory, it gets a whole list of the two fighters of who they are, so-and-so. And have you noticed that has never happened? And the closest thing we started happening is inside the fight with AJ Dante, where they showed him fighting Ippo on the return thing. Hey, like we've never seen it on TV. That has never existed. It is the strangest thing in the world. That it goes back to the whole thing about the whole. I was talking about the whole how you don't really see any like news people actually talking about him, or the commentator team and some shenanigans out of it. Not as much as you should potentially. Or how Takamura, nobody's ever called Takamura or anybody a duck since Takamura has got the WC belt and just moved up. Well, he already cleared the division, just moved up. I don't know how strong the great Takamura is, but you tell me that nobody have tried to call him a duck? Not one? Not one? Or just said he was running. And when's the last time he still has the junior WBC belt? When's the last time a junior middleweight belt? When he last time he defended that belt? When the last time he defended a belt at middleweight? Okay. Whatever you want to say, man. Then you have to, I don't know. The commissioning bodies get, that's another thing. You can get sued by the commissioning bodies for, like, upholding a belt or something like, I think, like, you have the interim belt if you don't fight somebody in a certain time period. So who knows? Who knows, indeed. But also, fun fact. Recently, there was a manga artist. She was about 50 years old who passed away. I don't know what her series is about. I'm not going to try to claim that I knew who she was. But the reason I found out about it was an article of responding to what George said in a tweet where technically the original Hajime Ippo anime was going to be different. They was going to change it from the source material. Because the whole article was about how George says what the artist put down on paper is pretty much the rule. It's the final saying. And it's just like how the anime should not be heavily deviating from the source material on the ending or so and so. Filler is one thing, but just change the whole story. You don't really like that at all. But the interesting thing is, he brings up Ippo and how, like, in the early days, he was going back and forth with the production companies and so to get Ippo made, and how that was going to change things in the series. On which could explain why the Senbukuro fight and how the Ippo Rising was so short. Well, he didn't have any type of build-up. We knew nothing of his character. So the whole thing about the submarine wars or the drowning or Senbukuro also being a fisher like Ippo, all of that was cut out of the anime. And no one questioned it. It was just same old thing. But it turns out, that could have just been purely on Madhouse and studio interference. Now, when he brought it was just the beginning stuff, how in the early days, they were going to change Ippo around where he didn't like it, especially since he only had, like, what, 40 volumes done at that point? And how he fought to keep it close to the source material, and that's how we got the original first season like we did. Excellent. 76 episodes. I believe 76 is a filler episode. Episode whenever. Yeah, it is. But some of how they rearrange things in Rising for no reason. You're supposed to go straight into the Koagama flashback. They hold it up to after David Eagle. If that's going to be the case, then why not give us the full context of the Sembukuro fight? And how they're both fishermen and the submarine wars, and how he kept saying how he's going to drown him. Because at that period of time, everybody wanted to combat the Dempsero, in which he's the first one to punch Ippo out of it. Well, yeah, pretty much a dual exchange punch Ippo out of it. Sendo just tackled him. Yeah. And how that's it's because of that he had so many challenges, and that's led up to it some more. How like everybody kept saying they can expose Ippo to Dempsero. So the fact that they cut all of that at season 3, this could be a secret reason of why we haven't seen another season of Ippo, or just maybe it's just Madhouse, or you just want to switch into someone else, like when Punch Man did, have everybody upset, even though potentially with a season 3 would have been better. Not gonna act like season 2 was flawless, but it just wasn't trash or anything. Not gonna act like they didn't have its questionable moments, but it looked like they did a pretty good job to me. But hey, well, you know. But besides from that, there's like I said, there's nothing in this chapter. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing at all. So because even then, like somebody said, what about the moment with when we had Dante, Sendo, and the gang showing up to the fight? So we see so and so show up to the fight with like Nakota bringing a dog there. Just I don't know. It was different. It was very, very different. Very. And maybe it's the fact that even then something else happened in the chapter. But in this case, Mashiba walks out into his front porch. Mashiba have conversation, and then next day now we get a bunch of commentary for the crowd. I was like, should I really spend about 2 to 3 hours? Because I gotta transfer this video from the PS4, and just that rendering, it takes around that time. And then I gotta do the images and make up a thumbnail and try to choose a song. Now the song thing is easy, but just the photo thing it takes up time to color that stuff. So it's just I was like, knock it out. But I do find the production thing of season 1 to be interesting. That could explain some of the stuff that happened in season 3 and how to rearrange things. For as far as I know, for no real reason. Why Sembukuro did not get no backstory. He was just, another head to skin. On which he was also one of those people who challenged Ippo after Shinoda. No, not after Shinoda. That challenged Ippo after the whole guy he took out doing the before the Brian Hawk fight. He was another one. Similar how that guy tried to counter the Dempsero, and this whole big ordeal about it. They cut all that stuff out because he would have cared about that. So hopefully it was an anime production decision and it wasn't George, because the way he explained it is the whole manga to anime thing is nowhere as simple as it looks. I just thought, hey, we want to do the anime, come with you to cut a deal, or so and so. Oh no. Like an editor on a manga series, they can pretty much do whatever they want. And what's messed up is they were going to do a live action rendition of this woman thing. I can't remember her name. And the reason how she passed away was she committed suicide. So some people said it was in protest of this live action show and how they were changing things from the source material. But yeah, she's passed away, and don't know what type of family situation she had, on what's gonna happen with that. I just hope everything's all right, and it's not just we get a Disney effect. Well, it's mine now. Oh yes, we can do anything we want. So well. Sad stuff overall. Like that's sad how that could be the most interesting thing. But that's all we got. That's it. And I've heard no reports of no break next week, so it's just we really just got 15 pages. Nothing. Cause I find it odd. So you're telling me that Ippo and the gang can find out about Mishu's backstory, but none of his fans know anything about it? And one type of the backstory is that you want to say he's unapologetic. Why would you bring up that time he spent in jail? How he was arrested multiple times. Or unlike his sister, he got getting kicked out of people's houses. When I bring up that. which would parallel well with how Rosario's looking right now. But instead it's just, well, because of the illegal blows. Like, no one brought this up on TVs. There've been no, like, we've seen Takamura get interviewed and get a commercial, but no one has brought this up in like a hype package. Like, nobody, especially with all these fights in Japan, no one has brought this up. There's, like, what type of advertisement they be doing? Especially since they got Twitter. No one knows this on Twitter. No one's flaming him on Twitter over his backstory. No one, not one. Okay, and what's sitting that line with Sendo, I didn't know you had so many fans. I don't know about that. Because aside from that small group, what I started at a stadium, it's a world title fight in Japan. That's pretty hard not to sell out. Now, if this is a title defense, that's different. But a world title fight in a weight class that's not, it's could be a long time coming. It'll be pretty hard not to sell that out. So, it could be a case, well, of course, these guys aren't like the fans that don't know what they're talking about. They just know the surface level on Twitter. And I just say, well, you know, that's what they say on Twitter. You know, you know. But then again, why don't they bring up, he's been to jail? It's, I don't know. In the final page, it already look like there are two guys going at it. So, there's nobody, I don't think there's anybody interesting fighting before Mashiba. Hopefully, Itagaki may be able to get something. Maybe Aoki. Maybe. It's not far-fetched. And I couldn't affect. You look at the Kimura and Aoki's fight. Were they ever the main event? Cause we know when they fight under Takamura or so-and-so or Itagaki. When you think about it, when was the last time Aoki and Kimura was the main event? The championship fight is one thing, but we gotta remember, it's been over going on 100 episodes. And besides from like maybe 2 instances of the original title belt, you can't say there was ever main event after that. Even Kimura versus the whole Jinpei guy, was that some type of main event? Was he selling out that stadium by himself? So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some other guys in there. But hey, we don't know what the locker room situation looking like, because you know how they all came out in droves to support the great Takamura. So think about it. The fans love Dante, but nobody was crowding into his locker room like they did with Takamura. Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Oh my goodness, that is pretty funny. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Then again, no, because Miyata's not a part of this gym. Senda wasn't a part of this gym. Mashiba wasn't a part of this gym either. So it's, well, just, okay. And the locker room thing don't count because Dante showed up to Takamura's fight in the locker room before. It wasn't a part of the same gym, so well, so much love Dante get these days. Oh, even back then. Okay, but overall, there's much in the chapter. There's not much here, if anything at all. We don't know what Rosario's hair is going to look like. It'll be interesting to see what Rosario's doing while waiting. Instead of saying it's packed out tonight, we could have fought with the Sendo Kami and Miyata afterwards. And it just could have ended on Rosario waking up inside the locker room or heading to the fight as well. Because I mentioned how hot it is and how things are heating up and how it was just raining. And it would be interesting to see how his perspective ended up on that. Instead of just, well, right onto the gym, right into the arena. Some fights were already happening, as Takamura called them, the peanut galleries. And, yeah. But what can you do? What can you do? Like, comment, subscribe, and besides from that, it could explain why we have not seen a season 4 it could have also explained why we have not seen another game. Because remember, there was a lot of Ippo games coming out with the PS2, even on Game Boy, even up to 2009 with the Wii game. And somehow, on the PS3, we get one game, and on PS4 to PS5, nothing. For 9 years, not one game, animation. At least the Blocky fans get a Pachinko machine. We don't get one darn thing. So, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Now, I think my father is older than George. No. I think they're the same. Nah, that's you yank him a chain, right? I think George and my father's the same age. Pretty sure. No, my father's 2 years older. Yeah. He's turning 58 this year. The more you know, the more it's the merrier. My father's turning 60 years old this year. So, it's a sad thing. As in, I've become more concerned about his health, even though he showed no type of ailment problems. And it's just, it could be paranoia. I don't know. It comes up every once in a while. But, yeah, boys and girls, that's it. That's the whole chapter. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversations and stuff like that. And, peace.